Dear students and viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I am Saiful Islam, lecturer, Department of English, Bangabandhu College, Gopalganj. Welcome to my today's class. Today's topic is simple complex compound part 2. In previous class, the part 1 of simple complex and compound was discussed. In previous class, I gave you some SW to do. Now we will solve this. Look at the board. The first sentence. She came here to learn something. This sentence is in the form of simple. So convert this sentence into complex and compound. But in examinations, you will have to do only one sentence. But now we can do two format. So the sentence is in simple form. In complex, we write COX, short form of complex, and COD, COD, short form of compound. She came here to, here 2. Before 2, we will put it, she came here. Instead of 2, use so that. You can also use in order that. So that, then you will have to follow a structure. Then subject is she, and you will have to use can or could. This is the past form, so you will have to use could. She could learn something. This is the complex format. In compound, you can do, there are two rules here. Instead of so that, you will have to use only and the full sentence will be unchanged. So the compound is she came here and she could learn something. If you want, you can write she came here and learned something. You can deduct she could. If you deduct she could, then you will have to use learned. As the verb is past, so you will have to use the past form of learn. The past form of learn is learned, L-E-A-R-N-T. Now the second sentence. Bangladesh played well, but she lost in the game. This is in the form of compound sentence. Now we will have to convert it into complex and simple. Firstly, we will have to do simple. The short form of simple is SIM, S-I-M. So here notice but. If but, then we will have to use in spite of. So put first in spite of. In spite of, then use the ing format of play. In spite of playing well. Then put comma, deduct but, then subject. Subject is Bangladesh and she. She is the pronoun of Bangladesh. So you will have to use here Bangladesh. Bangladesh lost in the game. So the answer is in spite of playing well, Bangladesh lost in the game. In complex, you can write instead of but though or although. You will have to use though or although first. So write though Bangladesh played well. Instead of but, you will have to use comma. She lost in the game. Now the third sentence. Since the weather is cold, I will not go out. This is the form of complex. Now convert it into simple and compound. For doing simple, instead of since, you will have to use the ing format of verb. Here you will have to notice the subject. Subject here is I, their subject is the weather. If both subjects are same, then you will have to start only verb plus ing. If the subject is not same, then you will have to start from the subject. Or you can write in another format. Later I will tell you. The first format I will tell. Firstly, I will have to remove this. Look at the board. Since the weather is cold, I will not go out. The simple format is, you can write here the weather being cold. The weather being cold, I will not go out. Or you can write because of the weather's coldness, I will not go out. You can write in different way. Because of the weather being cold, I will not go out. Now we will do it in compound form. Compound is very simple. Deduct since and put and remain will be same. So the answer is the weather is cold and I will not go out. So this is the solve of previous classes SW. Now we will do the remaining rules. So look at the board. In previous classes I have discussed the rules of 4. Now today's class I am starting from the rule number 5. Rule 5. Simple, at, in, during, ... In complex, when, it, is or was. In compound, and. But the sentence started with it is or was. In simple, you will find at, in or during. To convert the complex, instead of at, in or during, you will have to use when, it is or was. If the subject is any persons, then you can't use it. Instead of it, you can use the pronoun of that subject. Is and was, is or was, it depends on the tense of that sentence. There is another clause of the sentence. You will have to look at the clause, and if the clause is in past form, then you will have to use was. If the clause is in present form, then you will have to use is. For doing compound, you will have to use from it, is or was, then you will have to use and between two clauses. Look at the example. During the summer season, the mangoes are ripe. This is the sentence of simple sentence. So do the sentence into complex. During the summer season, the mangoes are ripe. In spite of during, you will have to use when, it is or was. The summer season is not a person, so you will have to use it. When it is or was, the clause is in present form, so you will have to use is. When it is the summer season, the mangoes are ripe. If you are told to do into compound, it is very easy. You will start from it and put and here. So the sentence is, it is the summer season and the mangoes are ripe. If you want to make the sentence very smart or very interesting or very nice, then you can use it is the summer season and then the mangoes are ripe. It's optional. It is the summer season and then the mangoes are ripe. So there occurs a problem when you will have to do simple from complex or compound. Then what will you use? What will you use, at or in or during? Then notice something. If the time is fixed time or daylight or age of or time of, then you will have to use at. If rainy season or summer season, if rainy season or summer season, then we will have to use during. Remaining time, remaining means the time except rainy season, summer season, fixed time, daylight, age of, time of, we will have to use in. Now I will give you an example of complex sentence, then you convert them into simple or simple and compound. Look at the example. When he was saying his prayer, a thief entered into his room. Look at the sentence. This is the sentence of complex sentence. The where here when is the sign of complex. So do the same sentence into simple form. When you are saying his prayer, then you will have to do at or in or during. What will you use here? This is the time. This is the time of. So you can use at the time of saying his prayer, put comma, a thief entered into his room. Then do the sentence into compound. Compound start with he. So he was saying his prayer, and then is optional. What I have told you before, a thief entered his room. I think you have understood the rules of 5. Then the rule number 6. If you don't have any problems, put comments below this video. I will try to solve your problem. Now the rules number 6. Simple, named, complex, whose name is or was, compound, and his or her name is or was. So look at this. In simple you will find named. Named is not a verb. It is used as an adjective here. Instead of named, you will have to use whose name is or was. It depends on the later form of the sentence. It is not named. Someone thinks that named is past, so you will have to use was. But named is not a verb. Here named is adjective, so it doesn't depend on named. It depends on the later clause of the sentence. In compound, you will have to use instead of whose name is or named, and his or her name is or was. His or her depend on subject of the sentence. Look at the example. I have a pen friend and named Joseph. So this is the simple sentence. In complex, you will have to do I have a pen friend. Instead of named, you will have to use whose name is Joseph. I have a pen friend whose name is Joseph. For doing compound, you will have to write I have a pen friend, and instead of whose you will have to use and. His, as Joseph is name of a boy, so you will have to use his. Name is Joseph. Here we will have used is, as this sentence is in present form. If the sentence is in past form, I had a pen friend, then we will have to use was, whose name was Joseph. So this is the rules of 6. There is another part of rule 6, so I have named it rule number 6.5. Look at this, 6.5. In simple form, you will have to find birthplace. In complex, subject is a place where another subject was born. Sorry. Then compound, subject is a place and there another subject was born. Look at the sentence. In simple, you will find birthplace. Instead of birthplace, you will have to start from subject. Subject is a place. Subject means the subject of simple sentence is a place. Where? Another subject. Another subject you will find from the simple sentence. You will have to convert some subject into subject. Some another format of in simple sentence. Then you will have to convert it in this sentence. Was born. In compound, you start from subject is a place, then put and there, then another subject was born. Look at the example. Dhaka is my birthplace. So turn this sentence into complex and compound. Dhaka is a place, or you can write also here the. Instead of a, you can also write the. Dhaka is the place, or Dhaka is a place where another subject here. My is the possessive form, but for doing complex, we will have to convert my into I. This is the another subject of this sentence. So the answer is Dhaka is the place where I was born. So the answer is Dhaka is the place where I was born. If doing compound, so different is Dhaka is the place and there I was born. Dhaka is the place and there I was born. Instead of where, you will have to use only and there. The remain will be same. If you want, you can do this sentence in another format. Dhaka is my birthplace. It is Dhaka, which is my birthplace. It is Dhaka, which is my birthplace. You can write in any way. Now look at the rules number 7. Number 7, in simple, verb plus ing middle of the sentence. Middle of the sentence, verb plus ing. Complex, W is what? What that. Instead of that. Compound, and plus pronoun. For example, now write. So look at the example. I live in a house which is situated near my college. This is the sentence of complex form. I live in a house So here use, here who is. So do this sentence into simple form. I live in a house. Instead of who is, you will have to use verb plus ing. So there is verb is, there also verb situated. You can use ing with is or situated. You can write in two ways. If you use the ing of is, then you'll have to write I live in a house being situated, or you'll have to write deduct is and ing of situated, or you can write I live in a house situating near my college. So the answer is I live in a house being situated or only situating. If write situating, then you need not use being. Situating near my college. This is the simple sentence. Doing compound, I live in a house, instead of which you will have to use and pronoun. So I live in a house and the pronoun of house is it. So you will have to write I live in a house and it is situated near my college. I live in a house and it is situated near my college. This is the this is the compound. Now look at the rules of 8. Rules number 8. In simple, proverbs are universal truth. In simple sentence, there will be a proverbs or universal truth sentence. For doing complex, then you will have to write it, is, or was, then subject, then put who or which. If the subject is person, then we will have to use who. If the subject is things, then we will have to use which. In compound, start from it, is, or was, then and plus pronoun. As this is the proverbs and universal truth, maximum time it will be in present tense. So you will have to start from it is. Here you need not use was, but sometimes if any proverb is in past form, then you will have to use was. So I have written was in the rules, but in these rules maximum time you need not use was. So the example is, man is the maker of his own fortune. Man is the maker of his own fortune. This is the proverb and it is in simple form. Now I will have to do it in complex and compound. So the complex is man is. Before man I will use it. It is man. It is man, then who or which. Their subject is a person, so you will have to use who. Who is the maker of his own fortune. For doing compound, it is man and then pronoun of man is he. He is the maker of his own fortune. I think you have understood the rule number 8. Then the rule number 9. Look at this, look at the board. The rule number 9. A sentence with adjective. In simple, you will find a sentence with adjective. For doing complex, you will have to deduct the sentence into two parts, but make the sentence into two parts. So you will have to write two clauses. From adjective you will have to make another clauses. So make another clause with using adjective and double is what that. In compound, put and plus pronoun between two clauses. I think you will have to understand after giving example. I remember my honorable teachers. Honorable teachers. This is the example of simple sentence. This is the adjective honorable. I remember my honorable teachers. So a sentence with adjective. This is a sentence with adjective. For doing complex, we will have to write first the sentence without adjective. The first clause is I remember my teachers. Then look at the rules. Make another clause with using adjective and double is or that. Then we will have to make another clause using honorable and double is what. Here you can use who. So I remember my teachers who are honorable. Who are honorable. For doing compound, I put and plus pronoun. Here now two clause. I remember my teachers and who are honorable. These are the two clause. Now we will have to use and pronoun instead of who, or between two clauses, this clause and this clause. So the answer is I remember my teachers and they are honorable. I think you have understood. Now the rule number 10 and last rules of simple complex compound. Besides these rules, there are some exceptional sentences. In later class, we will do the exceptional sentence and the last part of simple complex compound. So rule number 10. Start with ly word. Start with ly word. In complex, it is plus word without ly. Without ly plus that plus rest of the sentence. For doing compound, you will have to write the last part of the sentence first. The last part of the sentence, then you will have to use and, then it, then is, then word without ly. So look at the example. Actually, he did the work. Actually, he did the work. This is the example of simple sentence. Actually, he did the work. For doing complex, you will have to write it is actual. You will have to deduct ly, the word without ly, actual. It is actual that he did the work. For doing compound, you will have to write the last part of the sentence. He did the work. He did the work and it is actual. So this is the rule number 10. I think you have understood the rule 1 to 10. In the next class, I will discuss the exceptional rules, and that will be the last part of simple complex compound. Have a good day. Hope you are well.